When I died and left my body, I was moving all over the place, like a wandering spirit. I saw great mysteries, and I was so overwhelmed that I said, Lord, remember something I did for your kingdom and come to save me. Immediately I saw a great light coming down from heaven, and landed to the ground. I saw appearing from the light the Lord Jesus Christ himself. He told me, my son, the promise I made you is fulfilled today. I will take you to hell so that you can tell the world that hell is real. Those who refuse to walk in my ancient path of justice will fall in that place of suffering. Stand up. Immediately the Lord and I began to climb up to the sky, and we stood in the altitude looking down to the earth. It was then I began to see huge holes. What I saw looked like many craters all over the globe. They were actually funnels. These funnels were hovering high above the earth and were constantly moving. The Lord said to me, what you see there are entrances to hell. These are the 12 gateways leading to the abode of the dead. They are the 12 entries of hell. When people die on the earth, they are either drawn to the 12 gates of heaven or the 12 openings of the earth, leading them to the 12 gates of hell. We will cross one of these passages to enter inside. To this effect, fear seizes me. I say, no, Lord, I will say to the world that hell exists. The powers of darkness are real. Let's turn around. No, my son, Jesus replied to me, you had better come with me. This is the specific mission for which you have been prepared. I kept watching these funnels that were circling the earth and becoming one huge funnel. The moment the 12 funnels form one huge funnel, I heard inside it a voice that spoke out and said delivery 3 times. When the voice said delivery, I saw a huge hand above the earth that was pouring thousands of human souls like the sand of the sea inside the funnel. Even if the earth was dark, I saw the hand pouring countless souls of men inside this funnel that was the mouth of hell. Isaiah 5 verse 14. Therefore hell enlarges its throat and opens wide its enormous jaws, and down go Zion's nobles and masses, her revelers and carousers. So mankind will be brought low, and each man humbled. The arrogant will lower their eyes. I say, Lord, where are all these men from? Why are they poured into those funnels? And what is this hand? The Lord said, this hand that is pouring souls in the mouth of hell is the hand of the angel of death. This is the principality of death. These souls that are poured in the mouth of hell come from the earth. They have just passed away all over the world. They are corrupt. They have made sin their way of life. Dying, their souls are sent directly to that place, because hell is demanding delivery of more souls. The abode of the dead want to swallow more souls than those who are going to the paradise. Souls are going to hell more than paradise. The abode of the dead is constantly demanding more delivery of souls of men. It is then that we went down in this entrance and the mouth of hell. I saw on the wall of the entrance of hell various species of unclean spirits that were chained and bound, and these evil spirits were uttering scream, and they were whistling continually everywhere, and they tried to touch us as we passed, but in vain, because darkness was everywhere. A deep darkness that we couldn't even see each other. In this place there was a nauseating and repulsive smell of corpses. Only the light emanating from Jesus Christ allowed me to see. He said to me, Aston, you see these creatures, they are demons that are prepared to go and destroy the earth. They are loose only when Satan gives order. They sow terror on the earth. These creatures looked like animals. Others had the human form in the nose and ears sharp. Still others had shapes that I did not understand. They gave off a disgusting smell. They hissed and laughed at us and wanted to capture us but couldn't. The place was very dirty. Looking at these creatures, we have come to the end of the tunnel. We found ourselves in front of a large sandy expanse. The land was as if painted in red. I have never seen a place like this since I was born on earth. I could not understand this place, and I wonder, where are we? The ground was like volcanic soil, and impure insects of all kinds filled this land. The Lord told me, the red color that you see is not the color of the ground. It is because of fire in this place that the sand has become rough. The Lord said to me, turn to the other side and look. When I turned round, I saw a multitude of souls in a queue, men, women and children, young and old, coming from 4 corners of the earth. They were silent but were often vociferating and reacted like they were bitten by something. Impure insect under the ground bit them. In their bodies were crawling worms. They were all standing in a long queue, as if they were expecting a sentence. We were in the center of the earth. I saw thousands and countless of souls in a queue before a gate, upon which it was written, "The Gate of Hell." The Lord said, "These people are waiting to be called and be cast in the fire of hell." The Lord then took me to the beginning of this queue. When we reached the gate of hell where the queue started, I saw a man sitting on a throne. He was dressed in grey garment that was dirty, and before him was a table that was endless. There were books above his table. One of them was the Book of the Dead. I can afford to say that this table was as long as our borough. Beside this man was a huge plasma TV, where he was projecting on this screen the lives of many people. This demon was many meters long. He was guarding the gate and directing souls to the reception of hell. He was seated before the gates of hell. He is the principality in the name of Nickel. He is the destroyer Apollyon, for on his forehead was written Nickel. This demon was holding a huge book with the names of the lost souls standing before him in the queue. The demon was seated on a throne and calling the names of the dead. I saw that these people who had died and landed before the gates of hell were overwhelmed. They were stunned, dumbfounded, and in terror. They were restless and complaining. They could not accept that they had died and had fallen into this place. These people that were surprised by death could remember their loved ones and families, their homes and children, and life on the earth. They could not accept that they had died and separated from their loved ones. While these souls were in the queue, I saw demons flying over in the air saying to these souls, "Rejoice, for this is your kingdom for eternity, you who chose evil. Rejoice, for you will be here for eternity. Brother, in hell you will remember your wife and husband, your family and friends." I saw that whenever this demon called the name of a soul in the queue, the disc was taken from his hand and his whole life was projected on a huge screen. The Lord said, "This CD you see in the hand of the deceased souls is called a testament of existence before the birth of men on the earth. God gives souls of men this testament of existence, and he instructs all the souls coming to earth to keep his law, for all their deeds will be written and recorded in a testament of existence. It is this testament of existence that allows the world of Satan to broadcast people's lives and actions on the screen." Jesus told me, "These people have just died on earth and have landed in this because they are going to hell, but before entering the place of torment their names are checked here, to expose their deeds, in order to determine in which chambers they will be sent." In their hands they held something similar to a disc. As they stood in the queue I saw that their foot was burned by the sand. There were demons of all kinds watching over them so that they do not leave their queue. The demon had human hands but bodies of dog. These demons had 3 hands. They were holding chains inflamed and heated in high temperature. If any of those souls tried to do anything they were whipped. When the whip touches any part of the body it consumes it, and instead of blood earthworms came out instead of blood, earthworms of which you can't imagine. "I'm scared, Lord, why people are in this state." He tells me, "These are the souls of men, which reflect what they were on earth. There is a radical separation between the living and the dead. When dead men arrive in hell they will never come out again. My grace is enough on earth." People misunderstand grace I gave them. They confuse grace with freedom. They choose to live in sin hoping they will ask forgiveness and be forgiven. The time of grace is John 3 verse 16. The grace is conditional because people must believe. When the Lord was explaining to me, he was crying like when a child is been beaten. These people were saying, "This is it, we are lost, and what did we came to do here? This place does not exist on earth, where are we?" They were crying and shouting. They were of all races but they were as if torn.